Welcome everybody. Welcome to Bread and Butter episode 1.
Welcome,
Here
welcome,
with
welcome.
I'm here with Goliath Gaming, JabhiM, and this is our first episode of Bread and Butter where we look into the state of the
Yeah,
FGC, the local FGC, and how the tournament scenes of various games are going. So I guess here with our first segment we can talk about the state of the local FGC.
yeah. We've come so far, Frank. Like when you look at back in the days where we used to hunt for competition by going from one arcade station to another, and now really we can just practice at home and then attend a tournament, a local tournament or a big tournament. And I think that's where we really want to focus on in our first segment is how far we've come in
Yeah,
terms of
well, I
tournaments.
don't know about arcades. I mean, at
But
least
you didn't
here in
grow up in the
Joburg,
arcade?
not really, but at least the arcades in my area were pretty terrible. Uh,
Wait, were you
they
in
all had
Santon?
this. Yeah, but I mean, I've been around. There was one in
Sure.
Brightwater Commons. There was one in. I've been to one in Greenwater, but they are not even relatively close to the ones in Cape Town. I think they have magic companies there.
Yeah, Cape Town had a lot. Even
Uh,
here in Joburg, we had a few, but now they're dying
Their
down.
machines are all bootleg, but they have
Yeah,
the sickest selection of games. You can see them here playing like KOF and stuff. They had KOF, they had Street Fighter 4,
dude, in
they
Joburg, I
had
don't
some
think we
Tekken.
had Street Fighter 4 here.
We
I
didn't
don't
have
remember. I don't even remember.
anything remotely good here in Joburg,
Yeah,
at least fighting game wise. I haven't seen anything.
you'll still find your
Uh,
KOF 2002. I've never seen a 13 in an arcade. I had to play
yeah,
it on
but
the phone before.
let's talk about the tournaments a bit. I know this year it's been a bit quiet with the lockdown
Yeah,
and the corona, but yeah, there was kind of a boom, a bit of a boom going, in terms of the tournaments right before the lockdown. I ran Ultimate Fight Night. We finally have a lot of local sponsors, starting to put down money on the tournaments. The prize pools are getting a bit bigger. Things are changing for the better, I guess.
yeah, they really
Uh,
are. I think even the players are now starting to show up. There are still issues there and there in terms of getting the message out there that there's tournament, that there's a community. But in terms of tournaments, I think we got a lot of people now getting into fighting games. For example, we have ACGL. I think they did the MK11 and they sent a player to where is it, Ireland? Yeah. I was there at the offline session in Pretoria, and the MK community showed up there. We have now the recently Mettlestate is now getting
oh
into
yeah,
trying to
Mettlestate is
get into fighting
dropping some
games
big
now.
pots
Yeah, they're going in with the
for
big
a lot
four,
of games.
which is a
Yeah.
MK, Street Fighter, Tekken, and Smash. I think that is like your if you want to get into fighting games, you start with those games. You know, I don't know
I mean,
about
yeah, at least for the local scene,
yeah,
I
for the
guess.
locals there. And
Yeah, those
then
are the big ones. Yeah, the other ones are, they have their players, but yeah, they're pretty small, I guess.
yeah,
Um,
as to compared to Japan, with some games there, you still get like 500 participants. But here it's more of the big four where you guarantee to get participants. Not necessarily 500, but you'll get your fair share there. And I think we've actually come a long way. Like when you look at recently, last year was a Tekken World Tour came to SA. You
oh
see, so
yeah, that was a big one. That was
that
kind
was
of
actually a
a
big one.
first taste of international competition, at least as far as I know.
Which
Um,
international players flew down from the outside to try and qualify? Do you know any?
I'm not too clued up on Tekken, but I know Reaper was here because I know there was the big upset when Zaza beat him.
Because Azza
Yeah,
beat him.
yeah, Zaza
Oh wow,
like
wow,
knocked
that
him
that
out.
that's dope, eh? That's dope.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not too clued up on pro Tekken players, but yeah, there were a few. We were expecting a lot more, but I think you know as long as they keep going, they'll the players will fly out.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Anyway, should we?
go into our second segment. I think we've recovered our
Yeah,
sister
should we go into
states.
the individual
Yeah,
games?
yeah. I think we should let's get into the individual games. I think that's the best way we're gonna break it down there because I'm not quite clued up on the Smash community, but
Okay,
I think
I've been
you
playing.
were perfect for
Yeah,
that one.
I've been playing a lot of Smash over the last year or so,
Yeah,
and yeah, it's amazing how it's been a real challenge trying to truly learn the game and adapt, and seeing all the various types of players. Yeah, it's been quite an experience. It's nothing like I've played before. So yeah, I played a lot of Smash 4, which was on Wii U, which was pretty much a dead console. So there weren't that many players, but Smash still has a huge following globally. So you'd find
yeah.
some
Even
guys here
locally,
and
like
there.
you'll get some Smash players there, but there's always
Yeah,
that beef with Smash and the FGC. You know,
yeah, that exists here too.
yeah, that
Even on
we
small
know
little.
people say
I won't
Smash is
call
not
it
a
a small
fighting game and that
Yeah,
whole stuff. But let's talk about the esports side of it there. Like how do you think if putting Corona aside, how do you think it would have fared in 2020?
yeah. This game was growing rapidly, dude. I could not believe how many people showed up at the first tournament hosted by Nintendo SA. They did it
Okay.
at Santon City in their pop-up store, and there must have been 60 players total there. I was
Wow.
so impressed, which was a huge turnaround from the previous game, Smash 4, where there was like barely anyone. Um, yeah, and like the turnout has just been consistent. They do monthlies there at Santa City. It's
Really, they do monthlies? I had no idea.
Yes, they do monthlies, and there's like 20 to 30 players every time.
That's actually pretty
Uh,
good.
yeah, and then they were gonna do this big tournament where they were gonna send off a player to uh, where was it? Switzerland, I think. Switzerland or Sweden, I'm not sure.
Didn't they do that also
Uh,
last year? I remember last year at
no,
CamCon
they were gonna do it this year, but it got shut down because of Corona.
Rona's
No one's flying
hey,
anywhere right now.
yeah.
So, but yeah, the Smash tournament scene was growing at a crazy rate, dude. And I had such a hard time improving in that game. It was weird because in Smash 4, I could
Yeah.
clap everyone, dude. But as soon as Smash Ultimate came out, like, you'd fight like this 10-year-old kid and he'd just be a beast, dude, and he'd just bop you. And I'd be like, what is going on? Why can't I get good at this game? Why can't I be like consistently good? Like other fighting games, like I'm
Yeah.
usually as good as much as the time I put in. I put a lot of time in Smash 4 and I was just getting bopped left and right. Dude, like Smash, there are so many good Smash players here. It's really scary.
And then
And
in
I
terms of
also look
potential, how do you see the game going there? If let's say if by a miracle we get Corona, we beat
look,
Corona.
this game has problems with the online. Like, let's not beat the bush, beat around the bush, I should say. Uh, and like, I'm hoping that I'm not sure if the offline scene is ever gonna be the same as it was before. There's really been a big push for online this year. Uh, so yeah, I think Smash is sort of in the same spot as GranBlue, where uh the online is going to hinder the competition. You've seen the big headline: Smash has been pulled from Evo
Yeah.
because the online just isn't functional. Some people like to pretend it is, but it really isn't.
I mean,
It's
even the exhibition, like it was pulled completely off Evo. Like
Yeah,
no
dude.
exhibition,
This
nothing. There, Smash is just not from an
yeah,
evil.
this game is just not functional online. It's even just streaming it, it's quite a mission. The lobbies just don't allow for that kind of thing. Nintendo has promised to sort of improve the online, but I think it's too little, too late.
I don't think you can in terms of how people like to play the Smash. It's very hard
The
to.
online would need a complete overhaul. It would be like
Yeah.
making a new game, basically. Uh, yeah, I'm not really sure what they can do at this point.
All
Yeah, I
right.
think
But in terms of offline, we know that it has probably the
there
biggest
is
potential out of
definitely players
all
out here.
all the games
Yeah,
that are currently here.
yeah. Out of local games, I think
Mm.
Smash has so much potential.
I
I
mean,
just
if you
hope
look at the
that
numbers
after,
on Evo when they were with the registrant, I mean, they had like
yeah,
they
I'm
had
pretty sure
okay,
they
not as
broke
not as
records.
much as no, I think Street Fighter still far holds that record with 5,000 entries. I think
Yeah,
Smash is
but I
at
mean, like
3,000
right
now.
after that, yeah,
Yeah, right
it's
after that it dipped, and
Smash is
then
huge.
Smash came up with now 3,000. So yeah, Smash at this point in terms of offline, I mean, it's booming. And
Yeah,
then,
I just
but
hope that once this whole Corona thing blows over, like we can get the offline stuff going again.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm currently missing offline, man. FGC and
yeah, same here.
online are not in the same WhatsApp group, eh?
I have not touched Smash since the whole lockdown thing uh, came into effect. Like for me, this was definitely an offline game.
So
Um,
the current state of Smash is still up in the air. I mean, because of
yeah, let's
the
just say
whole push
it's not
for
good.
offline.
Locally and internationally, Smash is kind of hurting right now. The online is hurting it a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. Anyway, let's move on to
So yeah,
the
let's
next
move on to
game.
the next one. Which one is it? Is it the MK
Street Fighter,
Tekken?
I think. Let's do Street Fighter.
All right, that's my
Okay,
baby right
so
there. Uh, it's also hurting. I don't want to lie.
Street Fighter also hurting.
Street Fighter is definitely hurting. Because the net code for Street Fighter is not as bad, but it is bad. Some days you have good matches, some days you have horrible matches.
Yeah,
They had,
I've heard they've been making a lot of changes to the
they have
netcode, and I'm not really sure if it's for the better or if it's worse. Or there
it
seems to be a lot of varying
it's for the
opinions.
better in a way because what they did the game resyncs a lot faster, you know. But the issue is that if your opponent is mashing buttons, the game's gonna slow down and attempt to resync. So there is like a lag tech there. Um,
Yeah, so I'm
but in
guessing Street Fighter offline is non-existent right now.
now, obviously, right now
Everyone's
it's
online.
it's non-existent. However, it is online. Everybody is still jamming online. It is a bit decent, if I can say that.
Yeah,
But
at least I
yeah,
know internationally Capcom is pushing. They're doing CPT online, I think,
yeah, they're doing CPT online where,
and that's
um,
this year.
yeah, that's just it.
Is
They
that
put
this?
it back because of the masters of what happens with the Black Lives Matter movement. So they felt it was like not a good time for the offline tournament. So they pushed it to the 24th, if I'm not mistaken. So they're having the CPT online, and then first I think the all matches or pool matches will be played on training stage, and then top eight will be played on stages. And you know how people now feel about that because with Street Fighter Five in general, if you want the best experience, you have to go to the grid.
Yeah.
It's just the norm to go to the grid, and then when you play on stages like the background was this interactions there. They tend to mess with the game a bit. So that
Yeah.
is
So I guess this is the same everywhere. Everyone's kind of just fighting with netcode right now
yeah. It does
because
it was put from Evo the main stage, but it has the exhibition matches that's going to be going on and special content. We don't know what special content is. To put it straight up, special content is probably trailers. Because
hey
they
man, well at
recently
least you guys
announced.
got something, man. Smash is like, yo, what is Smash? Anyway,
and
yeah, let's talk a bit about tournaments. I know there's been a lot
yeah.
of online tournament stuff going on.
Yeah, online tournaments actually it was actually still coming up, you know. I'm even planning on doing my a few myself there. I did one for the community and the guys loved it and they want another one and we are planning on doing another one. But now here's the tricky part is now you have to I don't think you have to I want to do like a full 16 man. Like just do a top 8 invitational. I think that's dope. And then
Yeah, I
but
mean, well, I mean, I know with things like that, it depends how much help you can get,
yeah.
whether it's online or offline. The size of your brackets is completely dependent on, yeah, how much help you can get.
And then there was this Mettlestate recently did the Street Fighter 5 tournament. I think that
Yeah,
one
how
went
was that?
well. Hmm?
Was it okay? Okay.
Yeah, it went well. Even
How
you
was the
see
prize pool?
the prize pool was 1,000, so it was 500 to
Oh,
first
nice.
place, 300 to second place, and 200 to third place. Which is,
Oh,
you
very
know, in
nice.
fighting games, that's actually something we're not used to. You know, a prize pool. Although at Nexus we
Yeah,
try to put like what's this like a pot prize, you know, but we're not
yeah.
really
No,
used
we
to
play
a prize
for
pool.
handshakes.
Yeah. And then is it UCGC ZA?
UGC.
Yeah, UGC. We also did the 8-man tournament, which was pretty cool. I mean, the production was dope. So in terms of the
Yeah,
esports side,
their
yeah,
production is always crazy. I'm always super impressed by, how they go about promoting their tournaments and stuff like that.
yeah,
You don't see that much effort
that is
from
something that
everyone
we
else.
gotta
Yeah,
give him props for. I mean, I felt that that tournament was dope. The 8-man
awesome.
tournament was dope, although it was single elimination. I think that's where, you know, you're fighting with the FGC if you do single elimination because we gotta keep to our tradition. Our tradition is double elim. You
Oh,
know,
did they do single elim?
yeah, they did single elim. Even Mettlestate did single elim for Street Fighter. You know, and
Oh
that's
man,
instantly
that's
a bad sign for FGC guys. You know, because you want to keep
yeah.
it traditional with double elim.
I mean, the only place I can think of where single elim is like normal is in Japan because their tournaments are always huge. So you'll see a lot of single elim tournaments there, but everywhere else, yeah, it's almost always double elim.
Yeah, it's double elim because that is tradition for FGC. You know, but in terms of
Yeah,
esports.
okay.
I think the game, since Capcom has now promised the final season, which they confirmed what everybody was thinking that this year was the last year for Street Fighter 5 before they put in Street Fighter 6. And now they just went and said, okay, no, we have a season 5, a season V, with V more characters, content, and 3 more stages in the works. More details will be shared in the summer, which is next month, probably, because Evo's in the summer. So we should probably share it on. They're probably going to share it on Evo. That which characters are coming, which have probably been leaked already. Everybody's now, well, we're assuming that the leak is right. But yeah, so we know we have one more year for Street Fighter 5, and before we get Street Fighter 6. So that's something we can look forward to. Online wise, I
Long run
think,
Street Fighter 5.
yeah, online wise, I think it still leaves much to desire. I know we're not going to give it a perfect score. We're not going to kid ourselves. There is
Wait,
matches that
can
are
you?
good.
I was kind of skeptical that Street Fighter 6 was going to be a thing until I saw Street Fighter 5 sales. 10th best 10th best selling game from Capcom.
Yeah,
So, yeah, in the long run, it definitely was a success.
you know, someone
I
needs to make a
think
documentary about that game. Like, how did it go from champ to where it is? Like, you know, when it came out, it was a disaster. You know, and then when you look at the stage
I
it's in
think
now, you're like,
I
wow.
think the FGC is still kind of split on, how Street Fighter 5 is fared overall.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the end, Street Fighter 5 did find its following, I
Yeah,
guess.
I saw even Ryan Hart post that if you want to enjoy Street Fighter 5, love the game for what it is. Don't compare it to other games, you know, because it's not like other games. And I think for a player like me, who did that, me, Billy, and Ren, and Johan, that's what we did when we first came into Street Fighter 5. We learned the game for what it is. Some veterans, you know, they still don't like Street Fighter 5 because it's a
Yeah,
whole
that
different one there.
happens. Yeah, that happens with every game I've seen now. Whenever just whenever anything gets changed, some people they're gonna fight it. It's just how it
Yeah,
is.
that's generally how it is. But in terms of esports, I'm thinking there's potential, because if Capcom were to release another patch and still work on the netcode, I think in terms of esports, there's potential. It's just a matter of the players now finding the players because new players pop up everywhere. These mushrooms just
Yeah,
come out of nowhere now. I don't know how many times I get an invite from players I don't even know. You know, I've never even
yeah. I'm
seen, but they have
sure
an
Street
SA
Fighter
flag.
Five has. I'm sure it has a ton of players, out there just waiting. Um,
All
yeah.
right.
Okay. Should we move on to the next game?
Yeah, the next game, I'm thinking we should head to MK because
MK.
they have a golden online,
Yeah, and
but the
they have been
problem is
making.
offline. Eh?
Yeah, they've. Oh shit, this was still playing the whole time, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, so FGC Africa, I'm also super impressed with
Yeah,
these
yeah,
guys.
yeah. I think I keep seeing who's this art department post their stuff there. So they're running like first
Yeah,
to tens, first to five.
international
Mm.
exhibitions. I'm not sure. Yeah, you only see this with good netcode games. I know they're doing it for Power Rangers as well. They play with the
Power
guys in
Rangers as
Europe
good
or whatever.
as good netcode.
Yeah, Power Rangers has really good netcode.
Wow.
Yeah, you'll only see this with the games that have really good netcode. Yeah, so I believe they've
Yeah.
been. Yeah, FGC Africa has been hosting exhibitions with the top players in Zambia,
Yeah.
I believe.
I
That's
think it's
dope,
Zambia,
dude.
which is dope. I mean,
You
Zambia,
don't.
I can play with some guys in Zambia. It's Street Fighter 5, but I can't play Tekken with them.
Yeah, I
Absolutely,
know.
it's a no, no,
I
no,
did
no.
play some Marvel with some guys from Zambia when MVCI came out, and yeah, that was playable.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so rollback is definitely the future. But anyway,
MK.
back
So
to yeah,
I
MK.
mean, with
Yeah, so
MK,
I've seen like
yeah,
I saw a bit of their first tournament. I haven't been keeping up too much, but yeah, I still think what they're doing here is really awesome. I definitely want to see more of this stuff.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, you can even just see from the reception they've been going. Tons of viewers every time I check out and stuff. Yeah, this is really good.
yeah. They're doing. I mean, they're doing really good. Like for the exhibitions, uh, are really good. I mean, as you said, for if you have good netcode, you can run these kind of things. They're first to 10, they're first to 5. Um, that's actually something the community needs. I mean, shout outs to the guys who are actually pushing this thing. The community needs these kind of things in order to keep active. You
Yeah,
can't really rely
definitely.
on just jamming online with nothing. I mean, you get bored of that at one point, But when you have tournaments running and you have exhibitions, stuff like that really does spark interest in the community. But
Yeah, this is definitely one of the games that is thriving during the lockdown period.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely
Um,
one of the games that is
so
thriving there.
shout outs to the FGC Africa guys. I just hope they can bring this energy to their offline stuff
Hey,
as well.
offline is questionable because Frank, MK
Yeah,
guys don't show offline. I mean, you've ran.
I personally have had you know trouble trying to get MK stuff going,
Yeah,
and then you always get a handful of players who come up to me and they'll be like, no, but we do want to play, just give us one more chance or whatever. And I'll be like, okay. And then it's like a vicious cycle kind of thing.
yeah.
But
Offline, they have their online is golden, but offline, and for me personally, I feel the FGC strives offline. Yes, your online can be golden, but I feel like offline is where the
yeah,
magic
not
happens.
like we have a choice. I mean, most games are really trash. But yeah, shout out to FGC Africa for,
Yeah, yeah. And let's talk esports wise.
actually making use of.
Let's talk esports wise. After this lockdown, how do you see things for MK?
Um, Honestly, I think they're just gonna continue offline. ACGL has been doing the NRS games online for a long time now.
Yeah,
Um, Mettlestate is coming to the party. I'm sure people are gonna jump in on that as well. And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
I see.
think things are just going to keep on growing online. I'm not sure how things are going to turn out offline, but hey, if you've got the netcode, why not? just
Yeah, I mean, if you
just
have
keep on
golden
doing
there.
what works, I guess. Yeah.
And potential of let's say for offline tournaments with MK, how do you see the potential going from there?
Um,
I mean, they recently just
I
announced
don't know.
the aftermath expansion with 3 new characters in a story mode.
Yeah, look, I think doesn't I'm pretty sure NRS has some new games on the horizon coming up.
Yeah, they did say that it's in the work. Last I checked, you didn't say which game. They just said they have a game in the work.
Yeah, there's there's some new stuff coming out. Uh, yeah,
It's
I
tough
think
one, yeah.
yeah, I don't want to rip on NRS or anything, but I think this game's days are numbered, at least until the new game, whatever NRS is working on, comes out.
But isn't that something that they need to something that needs to change? I mean, because you know the cycle of NRS games only lasts for like 2 years, and then the new game comes out. Like,
I
well, how do
don't
you
know
change
if
that? You
it's
know,
gonna
because
change
now it's
because
just like we feel like it's the norm. Even when MK came out, even
exactly,
guys in the
it's
MK
not just
community were saying
happening.
that.
It used to just happen with NRS games, but guess what? It's happening with Arxis games as well. Um,
Damn.
yeah, Arxis World Tour this year was not going to have Guilty Gear or BlazBlue. They put in freaking BB Tag and GranBlue, and people were like, "What? That's crazy!" You know? Oh, they have
Yeah.
frame drops. I hope these frame drops on my internet. No, it's on their internet. Okay, sorry. The video was stuttering. Yeah, like this whole thing of move on to the new and shiny game is kind of becoming the norm. I don't think that's gonna go away,
You know, because
unfortunately.
that's actually going to be an issue. I feel it's going to be an issue when the League of Legends fighting game drops,
Why?
because now it's going to set a new norm. You know, I'm thinking because we know for a fact it's going to be free. That's going to be one of the first fighting games that's free. It's going to have golden online because the guys who created GGPO are hitting the game. You know, it's not going to last 2 years. So I think that's going to change a lot of things. But in terms of story mode, that you cannot defeat Masters NRS community. I mean the NRS games with the
Yeah,
story mode.
I've heard the story mode stuff is
It is good.
yeah, definitely a step up from most fighting games anyway.
All right.
Yeah, I can't say too much about the local tournament scene here because I don't like actively play. I have run a couple of tournaments, but I don't actively play. So I mean, I do see like some random you know, like PC shops and stuff hosting tournaments, but there's never any coverage of those tournaments. So you can never say, "Oh, that was huge.
Yeah,
It blew
yeah.
up," or whatever, or you know, stuff like that. But anyway, best to the NRS guys.
Yeah, once again, shout out to the FGC Africa guys. I mean, they're doing quite good with their exhibitions, you know.
Yeah, I hope things only pick up for them.
Yeah.
I
And
think we've
then
covered all the games.
no, we still got we
Oh,
still
there's
got
still
one
Tekken.
big
Yeah, we
one
still got
there.
Tekken.
We got Tekken second 7. Another
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Eish, our games on online. Eish, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Tekken online is also, at least you're not going to be doing international exhibitions on that kind of online. But yeah, I actually messed around with Tekken during the lockdown. And the problem with me is since I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm just smashing. I can't tell if the online is actually good or bad. I'm sure if I was trying to like do a combo that I practice or something in training mode, then I'd know how good the online actually is. But yeah, I've never heard good things about this game's online.
yeah, the online
But regardless,
let's talk if we talk offline, those guys show up. You
Yeah,
know,
no,
the Tekken
Tekken's
scene
always
offline is golden. Like, I mean, those guys, they show up. You just say tournament and they show up. You know, you can
yeah,
have two
no,
tournaments in the
Tekken's
same
always
day, and
been strong.
yeah,
Here in SA in general, I guess.
yeah. In SA, I think
Um,
Tekken is very strong. You know, if it's
yeah,
on the FC.
that's in part due to the distributors. Megarom, you know, Megarom has done a pretty good job of making sure that the game is actually available. You know, you can actually go to your local BT Games or whatever and pick up a copy if you want. Yeah, it's always been just there and available. So, you know, a lot of people have had a chance to try out the game, and you know, we have a player base now. But it's not just that; it's that Tekken 7 specifically um, has been doing really well globally. Uh,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
for
huge
the
sales.
even
Yeah,
even even the community growing. I mean, you look at Evo numbers; it's always every year. It's the only game that's
yeah,
always growing. You know, so that
which is
is
really interesting
it
because
is.
Tekken 6, the tournament scene was non-existent. Dude, there was no one playing. Well, I mean, if we're talking internationally, here in Joburg, Tekken 6 still had a big following. Um, but yeah, I think let's talk a bit about UGC because these guys have been running some huge online tournaments.
Yeah, they have. I haven't really quite checked out the
Yeah, no,
the
I've been following them, and yeah, these guys are doing. Oh, our footage was so short. I'll just replay. Yeah, no, these guys have been doing a fantastic job of you know, carrying the Tekken scene,
yeah. I also
and
gotta give them credit. You know, they show. Oh, they also show
yeah,
up
and not
anyway.
just running their own stuff. They go out to everyone's tournaments as well.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, that you
I've
don't really.
seen them at button bashes, dude. These guys. If there's Tekken, they are there. Doesn't matter which city, which province, they are there, dude. Which is yeah, I think that's super cool.
It is. It is. I
Um,
mean, we. I think even Button Bash is also running some Tekken runs, Tekken Smash and Street Fighter a lot.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, it doesn't matter where it is. You'll see the UGC guys there, dude.
Yeah. So in terms of esports, I think Tekken is also booming.
Yeah, definitely. I think as long as these UGC guys stick around, you know, you Tekken guys are taken care of. So
yeah,
yeah,
they fine.
definitely throw some support their way because they're running some quality
Yeah,
tournaments.
they
And, you
are,
know,
and then I mean,
they're
like,
creating some quality content.
I think they did an event at Rush, a Tekken event sometime back. I mean, they lost, I think.
Yeah. I think they did like a Tekken. What do you call it? What do you call these events? You know, like CPT events.
Yeah. I think Tekken's
It's
one
not
they call
the
them
main one. It's like a mini one where you can get
the
some
ranking
ranks. Or
events, and then
yeah, like a ranking
I
event or
think
something.
Tekken they
Yeah,
call them
they've done.
dojos. I think.
Yeah, dojos. There we go. Yeah, we've run some dojos as well, and yeah, they showed up, dude. Like these guys are super cool, man. So yeah, definitely show them some love.
Yeah, shout out to to the UGC guys. Yeah, I mean they're doing pretty good work for the FGC. I mean that's something
Yeah,
that what's this that they need to a shout out for. I mean they're doing quite well. So the Tekken guys are set in terms of tournaments, esports wise. The Tekken guys are set. I also got to
yeah.
give
I
them
think
props,
for the
man.
local scene, this is
Yeah,
kind of the way forward. We just need to guys to kind of step up and you know, run stuff for their favorite games, whatever
yeah.
game it is, whether it's Smash or MK or whatever. Just you know,
And the guys need to show
it
up.
doesn't have to be super huge or professional or whatever. As long as your heart's in the right place and you just want the game to grow, people will support, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, another thing is like the community needs to show up. You know, the guys sometimes, you know, I've seen this even with some events where you try your hardest to, you know, to do these events, and then guys don't show up. But then after they come up to you and like, hey man, when you're having a tournament, But you're like, man, I just had a
yeah,
tournament. Why
that's
didn't you show up?
every game. Every
So yeah, the community needs to show up.
I think, yeah, all you can do is just be consistent. If you're gonna run a monthly or a weekly or whatever, just
Yeah.
be consistent and yeah, give people a chance to come out and yeah, just go hard with the promotions. I guess that's all you can really do. Yeah, after that, it's up to the community to show up.
Yeah, because the FGC
But yeah,
is a niche market. Eh?
Tekken doesn't have this problem as much as other games.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a big following here in SA, so yeah, shout out to the Tekken guys.
Shout outs to the Tekken community. Eh? And then let's go on to our next segment where we spotlight a game that people are sleeping on. We think this game's got potential. We think
yeah, okay.
Esports wise and player friendly, like we did. I think this game has potential, and this game is GranBlue Fantasy Versus. Frank,
yeah,
I got into this game.
So I can say some things about this game and the state of this game.
I think I remember I got it. I think, did I get it on release? I don't think. Oh no, I got the Hong Kong version before the game was released.
Yeah, getting it on release was a bit of an issue because the releases in different regions were so spread out.
I generally have a problem with that, especially because with Arxis that likes to do that.
Yeah, it's because Arxis has been. In this case, I don't think it was Arxis's fault. I think it was Cygames. Cygames have just started releasing console games, so they're kind of learning how publishing works, and I think they ran into some walls, I guess, that most publishers know how to work around, I'll say. Yeah. Arxis used to have the same problem when they started publishing their own game. I don't know if you remember Persona 4 Arena.
At that time, I wasn't playing fighting games on console. Yeah, I was still on arcade, man.
Okay. But yeah, Persona 4 Arena was a year late in Europe, and it was region locked as well. So yeah, that really messed up. That's one of the reasons why I never really played that game.
Yeah. So even with GranBlue, I think only a few people
GranBlue, although GranBlue was only a month, I think.
Yeah, but the PC version was announced like 2 weeks. Okay, so what happened was...
Oh, that's right. There was also some platform issues.
Because I think...
the PC guys had no idea when they were going to be able to get their hands on this.
Hey, dude, and it was like announced... Yeah, it was announced this week, and then 2 weeks was released. Like with the console version, we're waiting for it for like 3 months. Still no release, So like that's something like I'm like, ah. And then the console version, I went and got the Hong Kong. I had to go get the Hong Kong version because it was released there and it had the English dub. So yeah, we only got the Hong Kong version. The problem was now that two matches that you have to play. I was lucky enough to
have my friend buy me a copy. Shout outs to Scott. Yeah, that definitely hurt the local scene a bit.
Yeah,
because at least on Discord, there are a lot of PC gamers.
Yeah.
There was a lot of interest in this game, but yeah, that kind of bumpy Steam release kind of hurt the game. But anyway, it's out now.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, at least globally, this game is pulling players from all parts of the FGC. I've seen Street Fighter players playing this. I've seen Dragon Ball players playing this. I've seen everyone playing this. Yeah, the only thing holding this game back is the online. We're right in the middle of this Corona pandemic, and
there's a huge push for online, and
this game is still using caveman Arxis online. And
I don't know why Japanese developers just switched to rollback. Capcom tried it, although they implemented it poorly, but it is a step forward.
It depends on the game. They did it perfectly in MVCI.
Yeah, which is funny. I don't know how, but anyway, yeah.
This is the story of all games right now. At least in 2020 is
they're
The
all
online is pretty
using
much, yeah, the
delay-based
online is
netcode.
the main barrier for how the game is gonna grow. But yeah, this game there was a lot of interest in it because of the developers. You know, we all know how pretty Arxis games are.
Yeah, I mean this
Solid
game is gorgeous,
and all
man.
that. Yeah. So yeah, you know, brand new IP. It's, you know, GranBlue.
I
Most
think
players don't know much about it, but in Japan it's huge. That's all
yeah,
we
yeah.
know.
I think
Uh,
their company was doing mobile games, and then they only now they started
yeah,
doing us as console games.
yeah. Basically, they made so much money off of their mobile game that now they can sort of just buy the best the best console developers, and they can churn out amazing console games as well.
Yeah. So now let's talk
Uh,
about the game, the actual game itself. Frank, what do you think about this? I mean, this is we've heard this
I
before that Street Fighter Five players are cancer in this game because it's more similar
oh
to
yeah,
Street
yeah,
Fighter
yeah.
Five.
Yeah. If you're talking about playstyle, definitely there's a lot of skills that you learn in Street Fighter that carry over to this game. You know, and yeah, naturally Street Fighter players are just super strong in this game. Uh,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I played some casuals of Street Fighter after playing this game, and yeah, it was almost like playing this game helped me remember how to play Street Fighter a bit as well.
yeah,
So yeah, there's
yeah.
definitely some skill overlap there. But yeah, I just really like the game. It's really simple.
I
The
mean,
mechanics are also pretty
I like the
simple.
options that you have there. Like, you know, if you want to block the traditional way, you can just hold back. If you want to block the MK way, you can
Yeah,
just
there's
press the
also a
block
lot
button
of
there.
yeah.
It's like
Block
a
button is pretty interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, the cooldown stuff is also pretty
On the
interesting. I've
special
never
move.
seen
Yeah,
that
yeah.
in any other fighting game.
I think the
But
only fighting game,
once you get your head
yeah,
wrapped around those two things, it's a pretty straightforward game.
it
Yeah,
is. I mean, with the auto
some people
combos.
dislike that it's straightforward, but I actually like that. You know, I didn't have any trouble picking this game up.
I actually
Whereas
don't mind it, eh?
when I try to pick up like non-conventional fighting games,
Yeah.
stuff like NRS games or even Smash, I had a hard time picking up Smash. Um, even Tekken, I had a hard time picking up Tekken as well. Yeah, but this game, no issues. It's very easy to come in from other genres or whatever and kind of just get good at this game. This is a very good game to start with if you're not
Yeah,
a fighting game veteran, let's say.
yeah. If you're not into fighting game, this is a game that you can start with. I mean, when you
Yeah,
look at
and the skills
how
will
it is,
definitely carry over to other games.
yeah,
You'll definitely be able to transfer what you learned here to other games.
because you see the
So
elements of
yeah,
DBFZ there, like with the auto combos, with the block buttons from MK, with
funnily
the
enough, I think DBZ is a really weird game in that uh, the mechanics in there also don't really. Let me put it like this: if you're really good at Marvel, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be very good at DBZ.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, the
That's true. That's true, actually.
the mechanics in there are really really odd, and yeah, that's kind of a make or break thing with DBZ. Mainly Vanish and Super Dash. Actually,
Yeah,
all
I
the
know a lot of
mechanics.
people
Some
cried
of
about
like
Super Dash and still do, hey?
yeah,
Yeah, but
those mechanics. If you are always gonna be the make or break thing when it comes to DBZ, whether you're gonna pick it up or not. I personally hate all the mechanics. They don't really resemble anything from any other fighting game. Um, yeah, it feels like Oxus tried too hard to make it different. But anyway, back to GranBlue.
all right.
Yeah, let's
So
not
with
get too sidetracked.
GranBlue, I like that, you know, I think this is also what they call a make or break for it because it's either the combo routes are pretty much almost the same. I mean, when you look at your general I played
Yeah,
Carolina, I played
yeah,
Charlotte,
I know what
and
you mean.
they're pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that the characters are the same or like similar. It's more that players who play the same character, it's kind of hard to distinguish yourself. You know, there's not too many ways to express yourself.
Yeah, I
Although
think
the
I,
characters are very different, you know, when you go from character to character. But yeah, within that sort of grouping,
yeah,
it's very hard to sort of
there's a
express yourself.
certain way that characters play, and it's like
Yeah.
universal. I mean,
Not
when you
all not yeah,
yeah,
not all characters have this problem. Like I've been playing Fairy, and she has this super I
I
don't know
think
what it's called. It's got some crazy uh German name, but yeah, she can cancel normals into normals, and that super is crazy, dude. You can do like anything. Yeah, super. Like that's one of the. She's one of the best characters I think in this game that really lets you express yourself. I think, and that's
I
why I've been
think
having a lot of fun playing this game
yeah, I think that's what
because
games generally fighting games have an issue with is the
yeah,
expression.
especially the newer ones, but they
Yeah,
kind of dumb themselves down to the point that players feel they can't express themselves anymore
yeah.
because everyone's kind of playing the same.
That's
Um,
that's why I feel like Street Fighter Five. Some people hate it is because you can play however you want. You can
I
play
think,
random and still win. You
yeah,
know,
I
because
think
the freedom
Street
it gives
Fighter
you.
Five kind of addressed this
Mm.
when they let everyone kind of when they started putting in second V triggers and second V skills and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, sure, some V skills will still always be better than others, but
Or some are
when they give you
non-existent, like
that many
Karin.
options, I think yeah, that that naturally kind of addresses that problem when you just
Yeah,
give people more options.
I think GranBlue, if they were to allow players to cancel a special into Super, that'll really that in itself really just changes the game. But I think they want to stay away from the difficulty, because now developers are trying to make fighting
Yeah,
games easy, which is also a double-edged sword.
I think rather how they do that is they'd make a difficult character rather than make the entire game difficult. You
I
know,
think
they'll
that's
put in
what
a
also
DLC character that's like
I
hard
think
or something.
Capcom also tried to address it like that with Menat. They put in one
Yeah,
frame links with the V trigger one frame links, high
yeah.
damaging
No, Manat is
combos.
crazy, dude.
Yeah, high damaging
Manat
combos,
is
but they
so
locked it
hard to play.
under. Yeah. That's what they did now. Is that if you want high damaging combos that go for like forever, they'll lock it behind something like Menat V trigger one. Everything will be
Yeah,
three frame links, but the minute you activate V trigger and you want to do those crazy combos, it's now one frame. So and then I think they're trying to address it with that kind of thing, and I think GranBlue should start looking at that as well. But in all, I think the game has potential. Esports wise, it can pull in players from MK, from okay, I don't know, DBFZ a bit, and Street Fighter. We
oh
can't
yeah,
really,
there's tons of Dragon Ball players playing this
yeah,
game.
which makes sense. I mean,
All the top. Oh shit! Why am I opening this stuff? Yeah, all the top Dragon Ball players are playing this game. I can say that much.
yeah, I mean that should be that should come natural. I mean, looking at how the game
Why is this
is
coming
designed
off
in a
screen?
way for players from other games to come in. So I think this is a game that people are sleeping on. I think it's something that guys who if they're looking for a fighting game, this is where they should head to.
Yeah,
I mean, if you talk
definitely.
esports wise, that's still up in the air because I mean, Corona is just killing a lot of things at
Yeah,
this
I
point.
mean, Games did recently do their big Rage
Yeah, but they canceled the Pro Tour.
versus tournament, which was partly online and then the end was offline. So they tried, and it was still big. There was still like 500 entrants or
Yeah, but in
something.
Japan, you will always get that kind of entries. I mean, you'll always get people entering fighting games. Japan
Yeah,
fighting
but
games blow up.
it's still impressive they managed to pull that off during the middle of a
Of a
Corona
pandemic, yeah.
lockdown. Yeah, so that's still very impressive.
So I think
But yeah,
in
well,
general, this is a game that people are sleeping on.
yeah, I think you know, it all depends if the offline scene can pull through after this pandemic. Like the online is not terrible, but it's still delay netcode. You're
Yeah,
still
it's
gonna
still
have to play your
questionable.
neighbors and
That's the
stuff.
thing.
Yeah, you're still gonna have to play your neighbors, otherwise it's just not playable kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't want to try play Zambia. Don't even try. You know.
Yeah, I'm hoping that once this whole corona pandemic thing blows over, there'll still be enough interest for people to you know, get the offline scene going kind of thing.
Yeah. I think we can give it a shot, and you can see from there. But yeah, I think that's something that I think guys should have a look at it if it's up your
At least
alley.
locally, I can already see it's kind of slowing down. There's not as much interest as there was at launch, which I guess is normal.
I think it's to be
Um,
expected with the pandemic
yeah.
because developers are now
So we've
also
just got
rushing in.
online now, and yeah, I can get games consistently most days. But I'm still playing the same small group of players kind of thing. Uh, yeah, but I guess we'll see how it goes going forward.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I think it's time
Anyway, can
to
we?
move on to our
Yeah, should we
last
do
segment. Eh?
our player spotlight?
So this segment, we want to capture a player that shows up to events. You know, if you make an event, she shows up and she does good. I mean, this is a player that I think people are sleeping on.
Yeah.
I think like this player has been participating. I think even when I started participating in around about 2016, 2017, I'd see her in tournaments. I mean, this is a player that always does well. I mean, she's always in top 3, top 5, if not win it. You know,
Yeah,
I
she's
think
been around since before even I started running stuff. I think I saw her around. Yeah. So anyway, we're talking about Iron Fist, or some of you know her as Queen Zaza, but I
yeah, she
think she
goes by
goes
Iron
by
Fist now,
Iron
if I'm not
Fist now.
mistaken. Yeah, she was
Yeah,
also
very talented Tekken player.
very
Um,
sassy. I mean, she when you lose against her, well, you all know you lost, eh?
yeah, well, being a female in the FGC, you have to let people know, man. That yeah, you can't be sleeping on us, because
Yeah,
it's rough out here.
I think the FGC. You know what's the funny thing about the FGC is that when it comes to races, I mean that's not something that really exists in the FGC. But females beating male, that's where the problem comes, you know, because some guys get
Yeah,
get heated, you know, and
yeah, that's
especially
true.
especially because you don't expect them to beat you.
But yeah, even in a male-dominated group like the FGC, she's been doing amazing work.
And she
And
has, she's been doing. I mean, she's always top 5. Like,
yeah,
if she
I
doesn't
think the
win,
first time I really because the first time I really noticed like how good she was when she beat my good friend Spaghetti.
was he salty?
Yeah, no, he wasn't salty. It's just that we play casual a
Yeah.
lot together. We'd have like offline sessions and stuff. And like, yeah, in Tekken, he's the man of Tekken in our group, right? Like, no one can touch him. He bops everyone. But then I saw him getting clapped up by this girl here, dude, and I was like, "What is going on, dude? Why, like, I've never seen him lose. That's straight. I hadn't seen him lose until you know Iron Fist came onto the scene.
Because I think
I wouldn't even
yeah.
like every time we'd run a Tekken tournament at Nexus or whatever, and I'd be like, "Oh, I guess Spag won," and he'd be like, "No, Iron Fist won," and I'd be like, "Wait, what? What the hell happened, dude?" And I literally like go back and watch through the VODs, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, since when does this guy lose?" Kind of thing. So yeah, she's super good, man.
Yeah, she's
Uh,
super good. I think I saw her when Arc Gaming was still trying to run their stuff, and they did it like a Tekken, like they tried to do it.
oh yeah. She was there.
Yeah, she was there. That's when I
That
first
was
saw. I was
kind
like,
of like right around when I started trying to run stuff on my
yeah.
own.
That's when I saw her, and
Yeah,
she was really good. She was bumping guys like left, right, center, you know. So I think she's definitely someone that people need to look out for. I just hope she stream more because I checked her YouTube. She doesn't really stream. She
Oh,
used to
does
have
she
videos.
stream?
Nah, I don't think she does. Does she? I didn't see any YouTube videos, but I just hope she streams more and gets into streaming. You know,
Yeah, I know
at
she
this,
does ask me to re-upload stuff sometimes, but yeah, I haven't actually had a chance to check out the content. But yeah, I guess we can link it in the description
yeah,
if I
yeah.
can get a hold of it.
I don't think she has. I tried to check. She does have a YouTube page, but I didn't really see any videos there. But and I hope she really does put some videos up. You know, starts getting into streaming because at this point, streaming is important. You know, guys don't realize how important
Oh
streaming
yeah,
is.
even me, I've definitely been focusing on content creation now
Yeah,
that now that offline and tournament stuff is kind of dead. Uh, yeah, I think not just here, the entire FGC has kind of shifted towards content creation. Making videos, streaming, stuff like that.
and I think it's something that SA should have been doing for a long time. You know, other countries were in it years before. You know, only now we're still thinking about it. You know, it's not like we're still thinking about it. The only thing that's being streamed is tournaments. But in terms of individuals, players, you know, I also need to start doing it consistent because I do it like once in a while, you know, which is something I also need to get a schedule for and start doing myself. But yeah, in terms of our player spotlight, I think Queen Zaza or Iron Fist is someone that people need to look out for. Like that's someone who takes down names. I mean, as you said before, like she did the big upset at the Tekken World Tour. Then Cape
She
Town.
took out Reaper from Thailand.
Yeah, so it's
Amazing match.
definitely
We actually probably should have pulled it up here, but
yeah.
I'm not sure where the footage is. It's probably somewhere on Stigma's channel or something. But anyway,
But that's
yeah, I think that
something.
about wraps it up.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah,
that the
thanks
guys need to start
for
look out for. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in to our first
checking out the
episode.
first season of Bread and Butter. Sorry, first episode.
Yeah, better and
Yeah, but
better.
hopefully we do a lot more of these. Yeah, the FGC has been a bit quiet this year.
Yeah, it has been, but there is.
Hopefully, going forward, we have a lot more exciting stuff on the horizon that we can share with you here.
Right.
Yeah, so that's it from me.
Yeah, it's also it for me, guys. Thanks for tuning in. BnB. We call it bread and butter because it's a common term in the FGC. You need to know your BnB combos. You know, we thought it was catchy, thought it was a good thing. Let us know in the comments, man, how you feel about the episode. We're definitely going to be doing stuff like this moving forward. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to check out GranBlue if you're new to fighting games and you don't know what to start with. GranBlue's a game you should be looking into. Watch out for Iron Fist or Queen Zaza. She's definitely someone that you guys need to keep your eye on. Smash community needs to hang in there. That doesn't matter if the online is sketchy, but hang in there. Street Fighter community are trying to hang in. I mean, we got a WhatsApp group. We're always checking out stuff. We're now going to start helping players get better. Tekken community, keep doing what you do. I mean, you guys, when you guys show up at events, I mean, that's something that's like showing an example on other communities what they all should do, what they do, like support your game. And the MK community, shout out to FGC Africa for continuing to support the scene with the exhibitions. I mean, that's dope, you know.
Yeah, I definitely want to see more international competition.
Yeah, I think that's how we can level up as players, right? But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week with another episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.